Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to what is another edition here.
Oh, salud, Bobby. Salud.
What
Right
is
out of the gate. Right out of the gate.
another edition here of Brilliantly
Right
Dumb
out of the
Show.
gate. Right out of the gate.
Joey D, the D-Man, has arrived. Michael has arrived, coming off a bender of a night.
Oh boy.
And only subs night looked like it popped off.
Great night. It was awesome, man. Shout out to everybody who came out. It was really, I mean, Luna was, it was like, it was
What do
bumping.
you have food wise? What did he
put out everything: pizzas, pasta, chicken, antipasto. I mean, buffet style. So, I mean, people were raving about the food. I really didn't even get to eat much because I was so locked into the games and everything. But shout out to everybody who came out. Shout out Austin for getting me this shirt. Great shirt. Love it. And everybody who came out, really, really, really a great night. A great night. And everybody was talking about Brilliantly Dumb Show. Everybody was talking about the pod. Everybody was popping off about the pod, you know?
It's a great show.
It's a great program, if I do say so
just
myself.
recognition it deserves, to be honest.
It doesn't.
Well, no, it doesn't. You're right. You're right about that.
There's so many garbage podcasts out there that are above ours.
Name a few, Josie.
Yeah.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind? Name a few.
I don't want to flame anybody specifically.
No.
There's some bad ones. The fact that Hawk Tua just comes out and just goes to number 3.
Yeah. Two more.
Scamming half the freaking world.
Yeah.
You know,
this is going to be a cold take. It's going to be really cold. I feel bad for her in the sense of what happened with that whole, she might face jail time for the.
But she scammed people with the Bitcoin shit, Bob.
Well, here's the only reason I will say that I feel bad in the sense.
She might have been too dumb to know what was going on.
It was like a pump. It was like a pump and dump situation.
Yeah, I think now. Look, you have people who lost a lot of money in that, so I feel bad for them too. But
shame on you for investing in that, though. Shame on you for buying a Hawk to a Bitcoin. Like, are you that fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's true. But I think she had no fucking clue what she was doing and had to be advised from somebody and then got fucked.
People nowadays, man, they can't handle any sort of fame. They just spontaneously combust, man. It's unbelievable, man. It's a tale as old as time. People get a little bit of notoriety and a little bit of fame, and that's it, man. They just
pomp and circumstance.
They just burst and go into an absolute tailspin, man. It happens all the time. It's sad.
It is sad.
You got to be able to stay even keel. You can't just float off into the neververse like that and just let yourself. It's pathetic, man. It really is. But
anything else on your mind, D? We got a good D-man today.
That's a great sweater again, Bob, by the way.
I know. I didn't want to give him a hard time.
Every week.
It's a great
every
sweater.
week, this guy just got
we do it on
Sundays.
When we do it on Sundays, I come from church service.
Yeah. And I do respect that. I do respect that.
I do like to wear a sweater to church. It's better than wearing like a dress shirt, and it still looks appropriate and dressy, but it's comfortable.
Do they
know Sunday best? Sunday best, it's for a reason.
Do people recognize you at the church, Joe?
A couple times, but like when you're at church, you don't go up and do you give space.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the church is on the 9:30 in the morning mass. It's packed. It's like we show up most of the times we show up late, which is not great because by the time we get ready and then you get there and stuff, you show up late. So I showed up a little late today, which was not great. But
do you always take Eucharist, Joe? Do you always go up for the host?
Unless I've had a real bad stretch, then no. But normally,
But no wine though, right? You don't drink. You don't take.
No.
Yeah, I haven't. I got to be honest. I haven't drank the blood of Christ in a long time.
If you're going for the long time, I feel like if you got to be pretty devout to go for the wine.
Yeah, I agree. I feel as though the wine isn't even really offered too much in here. I feel like it's not.
It's not in most.
It's not
places.
really there. I don't know if that's a COVID thing or just I don't know what it is.
I feel like sharing the cup. It used to be. Yeah. I think after COVID, a lot of things changed. The procedures, the practices. Like they used to give people. One thing that really chaps me is I used to giving people the sign of peace and shaking their hand.
Sure.
Now everybody just kind of waves at you. It's just so.
That's a great mug. Nice mug, Bob.
Let me see that mug.
Joe got me this
good looking mug. Real good looking mug. Real solid mug.
Show me your mugs.
Real solid mug.
But there was no show me your mug Saturday. I would have done it.
Well, I'm hungover. But that's a nice mug. Joe, you're right, because the sign of peace be with you. Let us offer each other a sign of peace was the highlight of church, in my opinion. That was the best part of church. You shake the hands.
Connect.
Yeah, I thought that was always to me like number one, things are winding down. It's almost over.
Yeah.
Sign
yeah.
a piece. It's almost over. Secondly, you get to, loosen up a little bit, little high fives, little, yeah.
And then if you're sitting near somebody
nice.
that it's like you can have a little interaction.
You dap them up. Like you could dap up people in church, which is,
I know.
I mean, it's great.
I had a huge God phase when I was a kid.
A God
Really?
phase?
Huge, like that's where a lot of the OCD that I had led from this phase that I had. It was
Talk to me about your phase.
Yeah, I got to hear that. I never heard about.
Let's hear about it.
When I was a kid, I had such bad OCD that they put me in the special classes. I mean, I was I don't find it to be very funny, Joseph. I don't.
I just want you to spin your wheel right now.
But no, in all seriousness, I
you
had
made a living off of calling yourself brilliantly dumb, so it's
I'm
a little bit funny.
It is. I'm joking, but I had this thing where I was so scared of going to hell, and I felt if I didn't
was it a fear of death, Bob, or just a fear of going? Was it
always feared death?
I know you fear death, but was it the hell aspect or just dying in general?
I think it's both. I think it's a good question. I think it's both. And I was so worried about it that I felt if I didn't do certain things, it meant that I was going to go to hell and or die. And the craziest things that God would never hold against you. Like I would have to go downstairs and tap the TV a certain amount of times.
Oh my
man!
I'm telling you,
I've had episodes like that though.
Bro.
Not fear of hell. Just
but
like
what did the TV have anything to do with hell?
It's like a superstition in your head.
It's
like
an
if you
OCD
don't
thing.
do it, it's like it's.
I had
something bad's
rituals
gonna
when I
happen.
played hockey. I had to tap the post a certain amount of times. I had to have like a certain pregame routine. If I didn't do that, if I played bad, it was because I didn't follow this. Very superstitious.
I told Holly yesterday I was going to get a mug out of the drawer, out of the cabinet, whatever. And I was going to take the Masters mug that I have, and I was like, I can't use this. It's Notre Dame colors. Like I am like that in some respects. Like I had to wear the same sweatshirt I was wearing when they won the Rose Bowl for the Cotton Bowl. Like I had to.
Will you bring that to the national title now?
100%. Yes.
They used to.
You will wear a jersey.
No, I'm not going to wear it. I'm going to wear the sweatshirt because I've worn that sweatshirt 3 times this year and they're 3-0 in that sweatshirt. So I got to wear it. I have to. There's no other choice. And it could be hot in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is going to be like in there, but yeah.
Yeah, I texted Mikey to congratulate him for Ohio State. I was happy for him. I like Ryan Day. I've talked about him before that he was so close to losing his job. It felt like I find him to be a really class act. I really like him. I texted Mikey after they won the semifinals. I was like, congratulations, Mike. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that he gets to go to the game. Like, that's awesome. And he goes, thanks, brother. Job's not finished, though. I said, Mikey, can you just fucking put it away?
Such a hard response.
But dude, like
I just be like,
he
appreciate it.
Bro, he Kobe'd me.
No, I didn't. I appreciate it. By the way, you both reached out to me. I really appreciate the text.
That was because we are happy. We know how much it means to you.
And you guys both have futures on OSU. I know.
I don't. I wish I did.
Oh, Joey D has.
I do. But I honestly, I genuinely, I know how much it means to you. And with the Bears being so bad, like I want to see you, I want to see you be able to like enjoy the moment. And like, I can't imagine like when the Packers went to the Super Bowl years ago, like I couldn't afford, I was too young.
That's what
I couldn't
I'm saying.
afford to go.
Right,
so when you have a chance to watch your team either win a Super Bowl, a national title, a Stanley Cup, like I would pay an absurd amount of money to watch the Canucks win the Stanley Cup live. Like, so for you to have that chance, it's a one and done. It's one game. That's
why Holly is like, yeah, go. She's like, go. Because like when the last time they really, I mean, listen, they were in the national title game in the COVID year, 2020, but they had lost half the roster to COVID. They were playing that Alabama team they were never going to win that game. But before that, I mean, they haven't been there in 10 years. 10 years ago, I was not in a position to even remotely think about doing something like this. I was still, trying to find my way in my career and everything like that. So now it just feels like it's an appropriate time for me to go. And, the job's not finished, Bob. We got one more. One more. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are 9.5-point favorites right out of the gate.
They were 21.5-point favorites against Michigan, Joe. You know.
Yeah, but that team has your number.
They sure do.
They have your number.
And
It's
by
gonna
the
be
way,
fun.
the coping from these Michigan fans, man, like they are just like Portnoy is just, bro, he's just like, I get it, it's all a troll job, but my God,
Do you
does
think
it
he's
live?
gonna hammer Notre Dame just out of spite
I
of
don't
Ohio
think he
State?
will. I think he's full of shit. I think he's
But-
been tailing Ohio State the whole time, to be honest. He's not stupid.
But in fairness, though, Mikey, you play the game with them too. Like I saw you come at Taylor Lewan. Michigan. Like,
I
no, I'm
came,
saying
I'm
is
going to
you
tell
play
you
the
why.
game.
I'm going to tell you why I came.
Portnoy
to
goes
Came at
hard.
Taylor
He
Lewan.
sure did.
Taylor
He sure
Lewan
did.
has this show on Barstool. I forget the name of the show.
Friend of the program. Bustle
Friend
with
of the
boys.
Yeah,
program.
we
Friend of
do.
the
We
100%.
do like the guys at
Friend of the
Barstool.
program.
Him and what's his name hit my fucking Bosa bet last night. Will Compton. They were all in the gambling.
Oh
game.
yeah.
By
They
the way,
all took Bosa.
Gruden being there for that was very cool.
That was special, right?
Really
he was nodding
cool.
his head. Gruden
Yeah.
might have took the Bosa prop. We
Yeah.
don't know. We could find out. But Luwan has gone on this show every week, and he goes, Tennessee's going to blow out Ohio State. Oregon's going to blow out Ohio State. Texas money line. So I was like, Taylor being 0-3 picking against the Buckeyes while he was 0-3 against the Buckeyes playing against them is cinema or something like that.
Yeah,
because
exactly
it
what you
is,
said.
bro. The guy, I mean, it's every week. It's every week. And I get it. You're a Michigan guy, but like still, like you've seen me. I put out Michigan bets where I back Michigan because like I'm not stupid either. Like,
But Michael, if they were going to play for the national championship,
I
you
rooted
would
for
not-
Michigan last year, bro. I had Fubi over. I invited Fubi Lou, who's a diehard.
He was Ruth. Oh no, not Fubi. Fubi was not Ruth. It was Lou.
No, he's Lou.
Luna
Lou.
Lou. By the
Lou's
way,
worst.
who just so
Lou's the
happens to be the
Lou's the
backup for
absolute
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco's backup. That's correct at UDEL. That's a
That
fact.
I
You could
can't-
Google that. You could actually
Oh, I
Google that,
don't
and you'll
Do you
see
have a
him.
picture of him in like his
Yes,
like
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
for sure. I'll pull it up, but yes, that's 100% fact that Lou was Joe Flacco's backup at UDEL.
Such a great. I mean, that is fucking awesome, man. That really is.
But
Did
yeah,
he have
I
an
mean,
arm on? He had to have an arm on.
He had a
him.
cannon, bro.
I bet
still
he
does.
did.
He's got a cannon,
Yeah.
but I had
Now he's slinging
I had
pies.
Fubu Lou, my dear friend, over last year in the cave to watch Michigan against Washington because I really, at that point, when Washington won, I was like, I'd be very surprised if Washington beat Michigan last year. I thought Michigan was the team last year once they made the playoff and they beat Bama. And we poured Joe your bottle of Johnny Blue. We poured a glass of Johnny Blue when they won. I was very
That's very nice.
I hate that team so much, but at the same time, my brother Jason is a diehard Michigan. I know so many diehard Michigan fans that have been waiting so long to get to that. And it's like, it's the same thing at the end of the day. I hate it during the game. I want to beat the shit out of them, of course. But at the end of the day, like my friends, my brother, everyone was so elated and happy. I was happy for him. I was happy for him. Now, fuck
Everybody
them,
wins
respect-
now.
There he
If
is. Look at
everybody-
him. Look at look at the tank and the UDAP.
Wow.
Look at him.
Oh
With the
my!
Tom
It-
Brady glove. Now he did it before Tom Brady did it. Tom Brady bit off Louis, I think. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
What a stud!
Look at this. Look at this. Lou Ritaco Delaware car. Look at those pictures.
Oh
It looks like an
my
inmate.
God, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let me tell you
best,
something, man.
the
I wouldn't
best.
fuck with Lou.
He's a bull,
no,
dude.
I wouldn't
He's
fuck with
an
Lou.
absolute bull.
His fucking legs, and he's got like legs like this, bro. Like a fucking like a California
Remember the time-
redwood.
Now a lot of
The first
people don't
time we
know
did-
who Luna Lou is, but it's the proud sponsor of the Brilliantly Dumb Show, Luna Lou, who's part of the Audi Club, who we go to the Yankee games with. He came back to the restaurant. I didn't get to see this. I wish I did.
Oh.
Beyond obliterated to his own restaurant, and got back behind the
I
counter.
saw
and
him put
started
the apron
making
on, Bob, and he just
pieces.
went into the trenches.
Joe was amazed by that. He's
I
like,
would've
this,
been
he's
too.
like, this guy's slinging pizzas, Bob. Do you see
Yeah.
this? I was like,
No,
we-
when that guy's built different. When you can go from one extreme to the other and just dive in and see the restaurant needs you, just throw the apron in and just go in there and just start slinging pies. I'm like, yo, this guy's built.
You had
different.
that. You had that in you though.
I was
didn't
gonna
you?
Yeah,
say he had
I
a
did
little
have a
dog
little-
in him
yeah.
at cut, right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Bob,
He
I'd
did,
come
he
straight from the
did.
golf course. I'd go right
Oh,
into the
no.
freaking
I'll tell
hotel.
you something, Mikey. I saw this guy do
You said he
some
would go on
things.
no sleep.
Dude, he
Oh
wouldn't
yeah, I'd
sleep.
work till 2 in the morning, and then we go play at 7 a.m.
He could have left. I mean, he could have left at 12 o'clock. He'd stay till 3 to play ping pong with me for 30 minutes, leave, come film, drop him off there for 14 hours. Some crazy. I took a bag. I watched him eat a bag of weed gummies while we were watching the college basketball game on his break. Go back into the rest. Just some crazy. He did some crazy shit. couple things to get into. First, I do want to mention, because I've been laughing about it all week, because I didn't realize just how absurd it was when Joe posted a story, and I didn't catch at the time how absurd it was, and then I couldn't stop laughing the entire week.
What was the story?
Cutsy did a cameo promo, and he talked about in Florida how there's a polar vortex.
It was 40 degrees, Bob. For us, that's cold. That's very cold.
Was it 40?
It was 40 degrees in the morning. It was fucking frigid.
And it was hysterical, because he's kind of like bundled up talking about Florida having this polar vortex coming through. By the time we got out to the golf course, Joe, it was like 65.
It was 57, Bob. It was 57.
He was even saying on the golf course, he was talking about this polar vortex. Mikey comes in and does an impression of Joe. I didn't realize till Mikey did the impression, and we'll play it.
Hello, folks, fine folks of Instagram there. It's your boy, Joey Cold Cuts today. Emphasis today is on cold because, I don't know if you're aware, a polar vortex has pushed its way through our sunny peninsula state of Florida, up through Rio de Janeiro, across the Northern Star, blowing right through our living rooms. And I can't handle these kind of conditions. It's barbarical, it's preposterous, and being honest, I'm going to stay inside all day today and churn out some Cutsy cameos. So if you want to go ahead and click that link, get yourself a Cutsy cameo. Keep yourself warm out there today and safe out there today. You're saying, Cutsy, you're from Canada. You should be used to this. For those of you who don't know, who aren't aware, I was actually out in LA for a very long time working at a 7-diamond Michelin star rated Uber tested restaurant out there on the West Coast. So my blood has become warm. But once again, buy your cameo today and stay warm out there.
It was really good. But then when he talked
some of his best content, to be honest.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. That's a dig. That's a dig.
It's not a dig. It's a compliment.
It's a dig. It's a backhanded compliment, but that's fine. I won't. I told you that's it. I'm done.
Mikey,
dog.
if you go back, no, I don't think you should.
Hanging the wig up, dog.
If you go back and you look at your reels and you see the most viewed reels that you have, I bet you a compilation of the Joey Cold Cuts impersonations are at the top. Because they're really fun.
The only thing recently that's topped it was the video with Dom after the Bears finally beat the Packers. That was the only one that's topped it recently. That was a good one. That was a monster.
Where did you find that headband thing that you had?
It was Holly's. It was hanging in the basement. I just put it on. Yeah.
I can envision this guy trying to just grab like the props.
Dude, you just go if you Joe, like, well, you'll see, Joe, like when once you have like you start popping out little cutsies, like you go into like your closet, like your hall closet. There's just the most random shit on the face of the planet, just there. Gloves, hats, scarves, all this crazy shit in the wintertime. But again, not too many polar vortexes coming through in Florida.
Mikey said, he goes, I'm staying at a triple platinum Uber certified.
No, I said he worked. He wasn't used to it because he's out in LA working at the 7-diamond Uber rated resort restaurant of whatever it was. But yes.
It's like you sound like a Zoolander.
People were like, yo, is this Trump? Is this? I was like, yeah, but you know what?
It's a mix of a little bit of everything.
Speaking about great meals, though, when Joe was working at Cuts, let me talk to you about some great meals. I got to tell you, are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year, Joseph? Because if you are, Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved, ready to heat in 2 minutes, not 1, but 2 minutes. So you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. It arrives fresh and fully prepared for any active, busy lifestyle, which we all know we have. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/dumb50off and use code dumb50off to get 50%, not 10, not 20, 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code dumb50off at factorsmeal.com/dumb50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Factor.
I've barely been eating lately, man. It's
I wanted to jump into that. The D-man,
is that right?
Major oral surgery.
Oh yeah.
I got 4
By the way, they look great.
Well, this is the Invisalign. It's not the implants. I need to have It's a whole procedure. I got to go back in a week, and I got to get my bottom gums slit open, and like then I got to get implants in like 4 or 5 months and crowns put in. It's a lot, man. It's a fucking nightmare.
Mikey, he was gonna do this surgery. Mind you, it's a big surgery, okay? He was gonna
4
do
hours.
it without getting put under.
Yeah,
I said,
that's
Joe,
insane.
you got why would you do that? Like you have to get put
I'm
under.
surprised they'd even give him the option to do that. to me.
Well, and then I didn't take nearly the amount of dose that normally the average person takes 3 of these pills, like to go under. I took 1. And so I woke up mid-surgery and they're like, we need to give him another one. I'm like, no, I'm okay. They're like, no. So I said, okay, give me half. So they gave me half the dose I was supposed to be
How bad was the
on.
pain afterwards?
I mean, it's still painful, dude. It's like,
Is it now? It hurts still?
Well, you want to see? Look at this.
Oh my. Yeah.
Like look at that.
That is
That's a problem.
that is unbelievable, bro.
That's a problem.
That is unbelievable.
So I need to
Dude,
have
like
the bone
that
grafts.
is wild, man.
I need to have the bone grafts in my mouth like grow longer until they put the implants in, because
Hey,
it's like
dude.
putting in a light into a socket. It won't.
It's like a screw, right?
Yeah, it won't stick. So
The
they had
D-man.
to insert bones,
Yo,
bone
he's
grafts.
to even contemplate not getting put out there. Now I know
It was as intense
It's
a
crazy, bro.
dental visit as I've ever had. It
Let me
was
tell you, man, I know I'm a huge pussy, but to have, I really am. I'm soft. I am.
Bob, you would have
my
asked for,
God, bro.
Bob would have
I
asked
am.
for double the dosage. He
I
would
am.
ask
I tell
for
you what,
double
though,
the
fuck
dosage.
that guy, the jujitsu guy who put you on that reel.
Yo,
I
that
want
was
to
crazy.
fuck that guy, man.
Who
That
is
was
that
Fuck
guy?
Fuck him
Yo.
and fuck his stupid podcast and whatever he does.
What
He's
is
a nothing.
that?
He's a
Who
nobody.
is this?
Fuck him.
I appreciate
I don't
the
know.
backup, Michael.
I was ready to ask Bob how mad I was.
I'm
Somebody's
scrolling-
coming at you?
yeah,
Joe,
they
oh,
did.
so you're gonna get
Yeah,
him
they
going.
did.
Joe, there's this. I'm scrolling on TikTok now. People ended up sending it to me, but before even anybody sent it to me, I'm scrolling just through TikTok For You page, okay? Doing whatever the fuck I'm doing, just scrolling through the page. And this guy's on this podcast and he's talking about how this generation is such pussies now and everybody's so soft.
Big tough
He's-
guy. Big
Yeah.
big tough guy because I do jujitsu. I'm a big tough guy.
And so he's
Fucking
saying, you know,
jerk off.
this generation is so soft. They're such pussies.
Oh,
You
is
know,
this that acai bowl thing?
Yeah, he's like now.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
like nowadays, guys wake up for breakfast and they have acai bowls rather than
Vaping. The
Yeah.
worst was they showed like this skinny Asian guy who probably weighed like 20 pounds blowing a vape cloud before Bob and then transitioned right to Bob eating an acai bowl. And I'm just like,
yeah.
no,
I
listen,
thought it-
man.
I
I got a
thought
big
it was-
problem with that. I really do.
I
have a
thought
big
it was
problem.
You should
funny.
have called him out, Mikey.
I didn't out of respect to Bob because I'm not going to fight Bob's battles for him. But if that guy ever like reached out or something or somebody knows him, I would call him right to his face. I'd be like, you don't know, you're supposed to be this guy that's like your whole intent and purpose for what you do specifically, the jujitsu shit is to build people up. Then you're going to take a random clip of 2 people who you've never communicated with and put them down while you're trying to build other people up. Total fraud, total phony, total idiot, total.
What is
pussy.
this guy's name?
Total
I'll call
pussy.
his ass out.
No, you know what? To be honest,
Yeah, we know Bob doesn't.
Yeah,
Bob,
but
Bob
in all
doesn't
serious-
like conflict.
I-
Man. He don't want to. He don't want to get in conflict.
I didn't give a shit. I found
I
it
was
funny.
fucking
Mikey was
furious.
pissed. Mikey
I
was
was
pissed.
furious, bro.
Like I'm happy. That,
Really?
I was
Oh, he
mad,
was
Joe.
pissed.
I was
Yeah, he
pissed.
was.
I was pissed.
but
I
imagine
came
me
this
just-
close to commenting on the reel and be
Just-
like, "Yo, you don't even know who you're posting." Like,
scrolling through
I was pissed.
the TikTok page and see me come up. That was kind of good. Joe, can we do 10 minutes without the retainer?
No, I'm not doing that, Bob.
All right,
I already took.
You're right,
I already took
you're
it. Up.
right.
By the way,
I-
I talk with the lisp when I don't have
Bob,
the
you're
TT.
When
just
he
a
was-
horrible.
when he
You're a
was-
horrible. You're a horrible person. You're just
Now,
a
Bob,
horrible.
now,
when
horrible-
he
Bob,
was
if you-
doing his laugh, when he was laughing like that, he saw himself.
That was unreal. Well, we could
He
just
was
clip
like-
that, and we could clip that. And
Now,
loop
Bob,
it.
if you play cards right, maybe for one of these Bob Does Sports videos, for the
Wow.
Dominican, maybe I'll take him out. But yeah, I mean, it's
Could you
the thing
imagine
is,
getting
Mikey,
him for a full 18 with no
Oh,
front
it'd be
teeth,
great,
Bob?
dude. I'm almost making it mandatory that he has to take a gummy before every round. Because in all seriousness, when he's on a gummy, Mikey,
Yeah,
I
it
truly
doesn't-
believe,
yeah.
you don't want to force your friends to go under the influence. That's not what I'm. But in
But
reality,
you will. But
I will.
Oh,
but I
for
will
content, you
100%.
will.
because he's the best version of himself when he's on the
When
gummy.
I'm inebriated. Thanks, Bob.
He really is. He's so funny.
When you're not yourself, that's when you're your best.
That's when we love you. That's when we love you.
Don't give me you at your natural state. Give me
No.
you fucked up.
Right.
Bro, when
right.
he's on a gummy, he's at his best.
Nicole
He's at
knows
his peak.
immediately too, because I come home and I'm a little loopy, and she
So
knows.
Smiling. Just
Yeah,
smiling at
I'm
everything.
just like laughing and
Yeah.
like. And Bob tries to hit me with these full darts, like these full big poppers, and it's like, you know, these things are like 20 milligrams. It's like it's a
good for business.
lot.
Big old popper. Good for business.
It's good for business.
Part of the business, Joe.
Dude, he's
Maybe I
on
should
it.
take one not to feel the pain, because I tell you, I can't eat anything right now, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I've been
wild,
eating
man.
soup. Yeah, I'm probably going to shed a lot of weight, you know,
Yeah.
which is going to be good for my resolution for swole cuts. Speaking of resolutions, most resolutions are hard to maintain, but AG1 is one of the easiest things you can do for your health. So why not make it the one habit you'll actually stick with? What habits are you leaving behind? What habits you sticking with daily? AG1 is there to make your day 1% better. Here's what I need you to do. Because the Brilliantly Dumb Show is sponsored by AG1, how about we try this? This is a new year. Try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time to start a new healthy habit, and that's why we've been partnering with them for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/dumb, D-U-M-B, to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/dumb to start your new year on a healthier note.
Really good, Joe. Really, really well done. That's not an easy one. Really well done. AG1 to the moon. They've been sponsoring us for quite some time. Another thing to discuss, which I think is fucking ridiculous. We leave the Dominican, so this will release Tuesday, so we'll be on our way over to the Dominican. My dad's going to the UFC fights without me. It's
Solo?
the
Solo?
craziest.
Just flying solo?
He's
But is
taking
it still going to be in LA with everything that's going
they
on
may
right now?
they may switch to Vegas, but he's going. He's missing
probably
his
hoping they
41st
switch to Vegas.
Bro, that video of him with the UFC convincing my mom not to go to his 41st anniversary.
Yeah.
It popped off and went nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's crazy video.
Mike, you actually want to go to a UFC fight on our 41st anniversary?
Oh, Sue, please. I've been to 40 of our anniversaries.
No, you didn't go to the first one, okay? You
do you
didn't have
mean?
a good start.
What do you mean I didn't go to the first one?
You didn't go to our. You went. Where did you go?
I went to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Okay, so 39 I went to. Come on, I'm just asking you.
All right, well, what if this is the last one? You're not going,
It's UFC 311.
Mike.
Marab against Umar.
You're not on the circuit.
Oh, Sue, I'm asking you as a favor. We'll celebrate our anniversary when I get home. Why are you laughing?
Okay, when it's convenient. Mike, let me
No,
tell
when
you,
it-
if you're
when
looking,
it's convenient.
Hey, you know what? At this point, if you're looking for a fight, just stay home.
I mean,
It's
It's
a while.
bro, he is, when I listen to him, like, and when you meet him, like, you realize, like, this is not like this is just who he is. Like, he is just, he's unreal, bro. He's
But
so
him telling
unreal.
your mom who was fighting as if that would
Crazy.
be the
It's
convincing.
crazy. It's
But he
crazy.
really believes
You know,
that
but
matters.
Bob is fighting.
That's the greatest part, is he believes that matters. That he convinces himself
As
that
if
it
your
matters.
mom knows who Marab is
No,
or
I-
cares.
my mom thinks that UFC is WWE and it's fake. So every time we go,
my.
Maybe you
she's
should
like,
take your mom.
my dad's like,
Can you
she
imagine?
used to go. She has no desire to go,
for
but
her.
we're trying
Good
to tell
for
her
her.
this is not fake. This is the real deal. But we're watching the Vikings Lions games. We did the couch bet together, which was fucking blast. And Dana calls me after he saw the video. He said, we got to get him out there. So he's going to go. He's going to go without me.
Who's he going with?
He's taking Jason Berger.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
say
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
Jay.
Yeah, he got the nod. He got the nod.
By
Jason
the way,
Berger's
Mikey,
he's a fun time.
can we get a same game parlay today for one of these games?
Yeah, 100%.
I when we don't do that.
I'd love to.
nearly enough.
Are you guys gonna be couched up today? Or are you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we
wanna-
do that for the digest, we
great.
used to do that, and
It's
it's like you put a little bit on with like a huge bunch of things. It's fun to watch
Actually,
and tick off.
Mikey,
I'm going to my uncle's today for the games, bringing Dominic actually, because Dom is like started to really like get into. He like really
Seems like
likes
it.
it now. He likes
Yeah,
football. Like he
it's
wants
great.
to watch. He asks about it. He knows the teams. He knows the quarterbacks. It's crazy. It's
Is he
fucking
back
it's
to
nuts.
being a Bears fan, or is he
Yeah,
still
he's
like
back,
the
fully
Giants?
back. No, fully back to the Bears. He might be a little wishy-washy of a fan, but he's back. He's
Mikey,
back.
I want to talk about your prop bet, if you don't mind. The prop bet that you have, the future bet.
Oh, the
That you have,
future.
because I think what Joe said was
Future is
true,
here.
and correct me if I'm wrong, Mikey. It was like $500 to win $50,000.
400 to win 60 grand.
Is
And
it 60?
50,
Oh,
58.
it
oh
was
58,000.
my. You
The
got to
Do-
just hedge every game the
the
Chiefs
Do-
play now.
the Dodgers to win the World Series,
Yep.
Ohio State to win the national title, and the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Of course, the Dodgers already taken care of. Ohio State playing in the finals. So what Joe said, what I think is actually the right play, since they're not giving the cash out options,
Yeah.
you hang tight on Ohio State, hope
Right.
that they take care of business.
Well, Kansas City plays their first playoff game before Ohio State plays the national title.
Which is not the
play
worst thing, because they should
the
win that
Texans
game.
at home.
I know. I'm not saying it's a bad situation. I'm just saying what it is. Like
So-
that's the next game up is
And
the
by
Kansas
the
City
way,
divisional
the
round game.
Texans money line is going to be like ridiculously large.
You think so? Even after they beat the Chargers up like that?
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
going to be
by
like
the
an
way,
8 to 10 point.
I agree.
I'm going to
spread.
save it for my buy and sell, but I'm going to save
But,
it. But
but-
yeah, no, but that's the scenario, Bob. Bob is correct. There's 4 games left. Ohio State's got to win the Natty, and the Chiefs have to win 3 games. But I agree. I have to hedge from here out every game, basically.
But so do you hold off on? Do you let Kansas City and Ohio State hopefully take care of
Yes.
business?
Yes.
I let Kansas City. I'm not going to touch Kansas City divisional round. I'll let it ride on that. And
Right.
then if it comes down to Ohio State, Kansas City Chiefs AFC Championship game, Super Bowl, that trip to Atlanta next week when I go out there, I'll put enough on Notre Dame money line to cover all the expenses of the trip.
Yeah, it's like plus 300.
You know what I'm
right
saying?
now.
So that way, God forbid, Ohio State loses that game. At least the trip was free, and I win a few extra dollars.
Yeah,
but you know what I
Mikey,
mean?
Ohio State's so much better.
No, I think
No, but Notre Dame's plus 300 on the money line.
yeah, they are.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's not going to be like a crazy bet to get, but I'm not going to do anything crazy. I want to like, ideally, I'd like to go into the Super Bowl and say that I'll win 20 grand no matter what happens. I could win 20 to 25,000 no matter
Oh.
what.
I
That's
have
what-
so
that's
much
what I would
respect
like.
for these guys who put in like 15, 20 game parlays and they wait till the last game and
Yeah,
they
but
don't
that's-
hedge. I
That's
don't
so
know how
hard,
you
though, man. I don't know how these
but some of these guys
that.
do
It's
it. I don't know
wild.
how
I
you
know.
do it.
But they put
Some
like
of these times-
$10. They put $10 on
Yeah,
it.
but it'll
and
be
they
like
just do
for
it
like
every week.
$50,000
I know,
bucks. It's like
I
a
know. I've
life-changing
yeah.
amount of money. It's
Yeah,
like, how
yeah.
are you not hedging?
Mike, you still out on Mattress Mac?
On who?
Mattress Mac?
Mattress Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, he hates him. Yeah.
Clown.
That's like
I don't hate him, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, he's not like my A-Rod, but you know,
Right.
I think he's a clown, Bob.
You know, it's funny on that clip of last week when you were like, I didn't notice you said, you're like, when are you gonna let it go with Rod, man? It's just
Yeah.
like, when you let it go.
I mean,
with-
Bob, you've been on him for a while.
You know what's
and
gonna
I
happen
feel
is-
like if you met him, you guys would actually get along.
Now, if TikTok goes down January 19th, Bob,
Terrible
and it's
day.
gone, now are you back? Like now you won't get the TikTok videos from Rod anymore. Will that bring you around a little bit, Tim?
No, because I disliked him for well beyond. I mean, I
it.
disliked him when he was a Yankee. But what's gonna happen is, I think you were saying it, Joe. It's kind of true. We're gonna cross paths one day.
Oh,
and
it's going to be great.
I'm gonna fold like a cheap suit.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know,
That's gonna
you
be a
know?
great picture. I can't wait for it. I
Yeah.
know one day it's
Well,
just
I'm
gonna
gonna
randomly
force
be
it.
on Bob's story. It'll be like, tell you what, buried the hatchet today. Hell of a guy, something like that. It's
No,
just
you
gonna
know
be-
what
it's
I
gonna
will
be
do,
A-Rod.
Mikey? If I see him, I'm going to be like, A-Rod, my buddy's a huge
have to.
fan. Can you
Yeah.
take a
Yep.
picture?
That's right.
And just
That's the only
thrust
play.
him right into the moment.
Mike,
Yep.
did I ever tell you, it happened when we would do the Burnley Dumb show early on. It still happens now. You forget the amount of people that listen and how much ends up getting around. Ever tell you the Four Seasons story when I was dating the girl from the Four Seasons?
No.
We weren't dating. We were quiet about it. She worked in the human resources, and I was a manager. So technically,
Yeah, that's a
it was
big
bit-
no-no.
That's a
Big
full,
no-no. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
old faux pas.
So
Yeah.
we went on a date. We went on a date and it didn't go well. And I always talked about the reach. How if I take you go to a first date with the girl, you just want to see them just offer to pay, even though you know you're going to pay. So you just want to see the reach, just to them
Sure.
say, "Oh, let me pay," and you say, "No, I got to take it." Didn't get the reach.
Okay.
So I went on the podcast and I started talking about it, not thinking that anybody from the hotel was ever listening. One of my employees gets in trouble, so I have to go downstairs to write them up. So I have to go to her. So I go to her, and I'm talking to her. I drop a pen on the way out. I drop a pen. It like comes off the desk. I drop the pen. She goes, Robbie, you going to get that, or do you want me to reach for it?
Oh.
And I didn't realize it at first. And I took the pen, I walked out, and then I just said,
Tell you what, that's pretty good by
it was
her.
really good.
Pretty
yeah,
witty.
But
witty.
you just kind of forget the shit that you say. You're so comfortable on here that
That's
you know,
true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
I've
absolutely
said, I
true.
said some comfortable shit.
Oh yeah.
Sure have. Oh, the day that
yeah.
the D-Man and Hasbulla go head to head. Oh, well, that'd
Who?
be Hasbulla.
Oh, that guy's done.
He's an icon, Joe. He's
By
a
the way,
fucking-
can I make a statement? Like 90% of the people
I
that
know,
I'm
it's
out
coming.
on just like they just fade into above living. Sorry, I couldn't really get the word out of my
Tell you
mouth
what,
there.
that's a super nice piece, bro.
really
That's a
nice.
super nice piece, is it
Come on,
not, Robert?
Come on, Mikey.
It's a super nice piece. Can I call a nice piece a nice piece,
Yeah,
or
you
can I
can.
not?
You can.
Thank you, Joseph.
A piece
Thank
is a
you.
piece,
Hey,
Mike.
A
hey.
piece is a
Joe,
piece.
Joe, just so I know for the pot, what time is it?
It's 11:36, Bob. You fucking asshole.
Yo, that pen story is diabolical.
Isn't that
because you
amazing?
know that she had to have some premeditated thought about that dropping. Like she
Yeah.
was waiting for the opportune time to drop that retort against
Bro.
you, and that's pretty fucking.
I
And
kind of
for the-
respect the hell
Me
out
too.
of it.
Oh,
Yes, me too. Me
I
too.
did too. I did too. And you know what? She's a very nice girl. I've nothing.
You know what
but-
though? At the end of the day, Bob, it's good for business too. It means people
Yeah.
are listening.
Yeah, I remember being kind of like, wow, maybe this thing's got some gas.
You know
This
what
was
I
back in
heard
the
from-
days when he was making up fake sponsorships for the Brilliantly
Well,
Dumb
that's
Show.
great. That was
That
also
too.
great though. That
Fake
was also
Windex
great.
sponsors.
I
I'd
heard
get
from
sued for that.
I heard from Jerry Don yesterday.
Me too. I
Great
heard
to hear
from
from the Don. Yeah, it was great to
Oh,
hear
he
his
had to be in
comments.
shambles because that Steelers team just, I mean, the way that they finished the season and they just collapsed was just tough to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Russie wasn't trussy.
No.
No.
All right, let's go on into our buy or sell of the week. See what the boys like. Mike, I know you said you had mentioned one. I'll
Yeah.
rip one real quick and then we'll head over to you. Nothing crazy to be expected. I just think the guy's on top of the world right now. Handsome cat. He's a leader. We talked about him last week. Marcus Freeman on top
Yep.
of the world. Seems like an awesome coach. What
He
a
does.
what a physique on the guy too, man.
He's a Buckeye too, Bob.
Yeah.
Was he really?
He
Played
was saying that.
linebacker. Played
Said that-
linebacker at Ohio State. Yep.
Yeah.
During the Tressel era, number
You know
one.
what,
He was
dude,
really
Jet-
good too. He was good.
Jed has it out for you guys, man. He can't fucking stand Ohio
And you know
State.
what?
But he
put
hammered
out he put out
Did he?
Ohio State, and
He
the
hammered
only
him.
guy, I was talking to throughout the entire Cotton Bowl, there was only one person I was
Oh,
texting
he was
almost
on him
play by
every
play with,
way.
was Jet.
Every
Really?
single
Me and
which
Jet,
way.
and I got to tell you, it was fantastic. This guy is one of the more twisted people when
Oh.
it comes to wagers. I mean, he's talking about why did the official not call this?
Yeah.
How is that not
Yeah.
that? He is, bro,
Bro.
and it's so great because like I'm
you gotta
also
watch a game
insane
live
like
with
that.
him. He loses his mind. He,
Well,
like,
we watched college basketball together a lot last winter.
Yeah, but
when
like-
we went on those trips, but like
when
football
he goes big on these games, he
Yeah.
like he'll find a corner of the room and he'll sink into the corner and he'll go into like the
He's
fetal
great.
position and
Yeah.
just like it's just
Yeah,
it's,
but then I hate it. Because Gutsy had mentioned his we don't unit shame here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show, but Gutsy mentioned to me what type of units he's throwing around since this hot streak, and I was worried about this.
skyscrapers.
And I texted
Really?
I texted to him.
Oh
He said
my.
I texted him. He said skyscrapers.
I
Oh,
never
we're
heard
talking.
that. That's great.
Oh,
That's
we're
really
talking
good, Joe. That's really good.
behemoths.
I
I'm
texted
gonna
him.
use that. I'm gonna use
I really do care about.
That's really good.
I wish we saw Cutsy say that without the teeth. Imagine him saying skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, Bob. Yeah.
Skyscrapers.
You better watch the video. You can't listen to the audio
You
for this
can't.
podcast.
Look,
You got to
for
watch the
those-
video.
For
Yeah.
those- if you're
I look
listening
like
to
a
the
meth
audio-
head, dude. It's a
Dude.
tough look.
Yeah, it's wild, bro.
Well, no, it looks
Wild.
like a hockey guy. Like I posted that picture of Brent Burns. It's like,
Someone commented on his post. Bro.
yeah, there's
Someone-
there's
someone
there's some fucking
commented,
ruthless pieces.
Bangarang Toothio.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Dude, I love the internet so
You know
much.
what I don't understand
Dude,
is
the
people are
internet's
like,
fucking
oh,
ruthless.
this guy wants sympathy. I'm like, no, I'm making a joke out of
Dude,
it.
how is
dumb
it
can
not
you
a
be?
joke? It's a joke post if you're putting up a picture of yourself next to a hockey guy with no
Bro.
teeth. Like it's
I mean,
obviously a joke.
at what point do you think that I'm like gonna like put a picture up of myself like that and not be laughing at myself? Like
But
people
you know
are
what,
just
though,
dumb,
Joe?
man.
I appreciate you getting ahead of it. I think it was good to do
Yeah,
that.
You would have gotten on there, Bob. So
You
fast.
gotta if you don't control the narrative, Joe, somebody else is.
Oh, if it
Somebody
happened to
else
me,
is.
I would have put something up for sure.
I'm saying, Bob,
He's saying you would have done it to him,
and you would have thrown it up on your story.
Oh, I don't
like
know,
he had to get ahead of the
man.
media
You see,
narrative.
you know Bob's
I like
bullshit
that
when he
a
goes
lot,
like this.
Joe.
He goes, "Oh, I don't know."
No.
He kind of looks up to the sky. Oh,
I
it
don't
would
know
have been
about
out
that.
there. Let me tell you something. That would have been out there fast.
He said skyscrapers. I texted Jay. I said, you got to do me a favor. You got to cool it with these units because you're going to lose it all. And then I'm going to get the text from you. I'll be like, hey, like, what are you going to do for the title for Bob to Sports this week? But doesn't matter. Doesn't care. Nothing matters.
Show's dead.
Show's dead. Yeah, he said with the Xander video, he called me the night before. He's like, video sucks. It's not going to do anything. I was like, what are you talking about? You
Yeah,
said
it's our
great
number
video.
one video that's been
It's
posted.
the best video we've had in months. And he's like, cynical fuck. I love him to death. But we don't unit shame. He's got to cool it on these fucking units. It's like from Uncut Gems, dude. He's dropping fucking.
Yeah, that's that is scary. The
It
way
is.
he was texting me, I was like, he's got to have. I mean, he was
Mike.
like lightning, like 8 texts in a row, like
Yeah.
6 shit, like wild, like how I get when I'm really wrapped up in like a game or something. I was like, this is actually great. It was great because he
Well, it's
texted me
great
from,
when he's winning. He's
from
on top
kickoff
of the
to
world.
final, and it got ugly when Will Howard threw that interception. We were in a dark spot. We were in
It goes
very
dark
spot.
very quickly.
You know what bothers him is he hates the stickers on the helmets. He thinks
Yeah,
it's so tacky.
you know what I did, Bob? I kept sending him pictures of Brutus, the mascot. I kept sending the picture. He was dying laughing.
Mikey has that tattooed.
Sure do.
He has Brutus
Sure
tattooed.
There he is behind me on the wall. Wait, there
Wait,
he is.
is it on your? He's on your leg, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
There he is.
Right there.
Mikey, what a ridiculous tattoo!
Right
It
there.
really is.
So what merits a sticker? Like, is a sack a sticker?
Yeah, I don't know like how it breaks
Big-
down, but
big
like
plays.
touchdowns, big plays,
Game-changing
offensive line. I guess
plays.
it's like every 50 rushing yards for a running back or every 100 rushing. I don't, for certain players, I don't know, but I would imagine,
Mikey, did you have to show the guy who did the tattoo what Brutus looks like?
Oh yeah, I mean he wasn't going off memory, Bob. I had to give him the picture. Yeah, this was years ago. This was I think I was 23 when I got that tattoo, or maybe younger, maybe 22, 21.
Would me and you get along at 23?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Bob, would you ever get a tattoo?
No, there's no way. Nothing against people
Never?
that have it. Yeah, no, it's just not for me. I would never. It's not for
And
me.
don't like misquote me on this, but isn't it like taboo for like Jewish culture? I'm not even trying to be an asshole. Isn't it like Jewish people are not very like? Is that not correct? I've heard that.
Come to think of it, I haven't seen a lot of Jewish people with tattoos, so
No.
could be true. I always like in the UFC when the guys take their shirt off. I love a fighter without any tattoos. That is just
Well, 90% of them are just covered.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
inked up. Yeah.
You know who I think is my favorite fighter, and then I'll move on. Dustin Poirier is one of my favorite fighter of all time.
Diamond.
Dude, he's amazing. We got to see him, Mikey,
We
against
saw him.
Islam.
Yep,
Yeah,
we sure did.
I mean, Bob, we saw him knock out that
Saint
South African.
Denis. No, he wasn't
Oh,
South
no,
African.
the French.
French. Yeah, he's like a
French.
French soldier. He's like a French, like the
French
French
soldier.
soldier.
He was
Saint
like an
Denis.
ex
He's-
special forces. And by the
Yes.
way,
Really?
he was close to getting Poirier out. Like I thought we were toast.
Huge favorite.
And
Mikey, it was one of the greatest moments. I mean, the two greatest moments I have on UFC is Poirier knocking him out, and I was
and the
on the
mouth
chair,
guard.
and
Bob
I
jumped up on
I
me.
jumped
Yeah.
on Joe, and then Kevin Allen throwing the mouth guard out of the
The mouth guard. Bob was fucking.
It was a
No,
riot.
I
man.
watched that video the other day. It was so funny, bro.
I would like to go to one with Mikey there.
Oh, it
with
would be
me.
special.
We will.
man.
We definitely will.
Well, there was a Tampa one, but it was the last second.
Yeah, Bob told me 3 days
That's
before.
great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Mikey,
Full
you busy
hand up
Saturday?
there.
I'm like, no, man. Like, I figured like he's in town for something. Yeah, you want to come on down to Tampa? Just got tickets to UFC. I was like, yeah, no, Bob, I can't. That's 2 days away. It's
great.
Christmas. It's on Christmas, Bob.
Totally get it. Totally get it. Mikey, buy or sell?
I'm going to sell today, and I don't want people to get their nuts twisted, and I don't want to hear from people in the comments, all the crime. I don't want to hear it, man. Justin Herbert yesterday, let me tell you, dude, like 4 interceptions. This guy got paid so much money, and this was the playoffs, his first chance to really do something against a team that I really thought the Texans were a mediocre. They're like a mid-level
They
team
looked
to me.
awful first half.
Justin Herbert, what an egg. What an absolute egg he laid on Saturday. And I'm not saying he's not going to be something, but when you put a guy on a pedestal like that, and you already put him in the same air as people regard, I feel like people regard Herbert right underneath the tier of like Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, and then right under that next tier, I feel like people will always tell you Justin Herbert. And yesterday, man, that was fucking disgusting. Saturday's wild card game was 4 interceptions with and he was under 50% completion up until the fourth quarter, whatever it was. I mean, it was as ugly as I've ever seen.
I mean, more interceptions than he's thrown in like how many weeks? I think it was ridiculous.
Yes. I mean, that was a hard sell for me, man. I really expected the Chargers. Now, I didn't bet the Chargers. I didn't put the Chargers out. But I really thought the Chargers were going to handle business. And my goodness, that was bad. That was bad.
Tough. And also, too, they could have gone, even if they lost, they could leave with their heads held high. I mean, they had a good year. They probably weren't expected to get to the playoffs. So overall, it would have been a good year. But to end like that is very, very tough. Joey D.
It's also sports related, but I have to buy the football playoff for the NCAA for college football. I think it's been tremendous. I mean, compared to what we've had in the past, you got way more games to cheer for. Where a couple of the games, one-offs. Yeah, the Boise State game. Yeah, okay, sure. But like, you got teams now in the playoff, like with Penn State, Notre Dame, that I don't think would have been there had it been just a 4-team.
They wouldn't. Well, Notre Dame maybe, but not Penn State.
Penn State for sure wouldn't have been in there. But like, that game was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. It was a great.
The
game.
Ohio State game was unbelievable.
Game. Yeah. Yep.
The playoffs have been so enjoyable to watch. I think it's been the best string of like college football, like leading up to a national championship that I've ever seen. And I think they got it right. I think this takes, the power out of the committee. It makes it so much more open to other teams who wouldn't have a spotlight and opportunity to get there. And, I think it's fair. I think it's really good. It's cool to see these other teams that don't normally play each other, playing each other. And now, like, we got a national title that is going to be unbelievable, with Notre Dame, Ohio State. I mean, the ratings are going to be through the roof. I think they got it right. I think it's going to be really good for a long time, and I'm all aboard. I've really thoroughly enjoyed watching these games.
Didn't I just buy college football playoffs last week or 2 weeks ago? I think I did. I'm almost positive I did. We were talking about how people are complaining about some of these teams getting in, but it's bro, like what's the alternative? Like,
I mean, I'm going to say this to Oregon fans. I mean, Jesus Christ. Twitter is like, these Oregon fans, like they're still complaining about how they got a first round bye and how it was a disservice that they won the championship game.
Shut up.
Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? Like, I think it's been awesome. I mean,
they wouldn't have turned down the bye before they got the bye, right? Because you're guaranteed a next step into the playoffs. Like,
of course,
what are we talking about?
Not. And look, you could say whatever you want about Notre Dame and Ohio State. You could say, in the format of the last however many years they wouldn't be in. The bottom line is Notre Dame has beaten an Indiana team, and the only 2 games Indiana's lost this year. The only 2 games Indiana's lost. Say what you will about them. The 2 games they lost are to the teams playing in the national championship game. They lost to Ohio State and Notre Dame. Those are only 2 losses. Notre Dame then goes and beats the SEC champion and beats them up. They beat Georgia up.
With the quarterback situation.
I understand that, but Notre Dame's been banged up with injuries too. They got a lot of injuries too. They beat up Georgia. Then they go beat Penn State. Ohio State, they beat Tennessee. They beat Oregon. They beat Texas. These are the 2 teams that were meant to be here at the end. I don't think there's any arguing against it. I think, Joe, like you said, I think people are upset with the seeding, and I think you have a legitimate beef with that, saying like there's no way you could just give an auto buy to Arizona State and Boise State because they won their conference. I get that. I agree. But like, you can't say that these were the wrong 12 teams or that this team didn't get in. Who's going in, bro? Alabama, who got smoked on the road against Oklahoma and then lost to Michigan in a bowl game? Lose to Michigan,
you know what,
Mikey?
It's the first. it's the first year they've done it. They can clean some of this stuff up, but I think it's the right way to do it.
I agree, Joe.
It extends for more good playoff football, and it makes it enjoyable. And you know what? Boise State, when was Boise State ever going to have a playoff game? When was Arizona? Arizona State was one series away from beating Texas and being in the semifinal.
I agree.
Yeah, it's been fun. It really has. It's been a lot of fun. We can go into our top 5. It should be a pretty funny top 5. Do want to shout out all the people in California. The wildfires, man. Really, I mean, bro, it's
hard to watch.
It is. It's really hard to watch. Me and Joe living there for so long. A lot of the places you go to all the time. It's one of the more. I mean, this will be in history books for the longest time.
It's crazy.
Like, it's just
the thing is,
sad.
when we lived there, Bob, I lived there 8 years. There was a couple massive wildfires, but never to this extent. Never to this, level of catastrophic result. And like, to see it's just not one fire, it's multiple people are setting fires. It's just like, what are we doing, man? And the state is just in such a disarray now.
Yeah, they're in shambles, bro.
And I think a lot of it has led to where they're at. The cutting the funding of the fire department by $17 million. All these things has just led to a perfect storm that has just absolutely devastated our old home. And it's you're right, Bob. There's some videos you see on TikTok or Instagram of them driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, the Pacific one, and that area in Malibu, all those homes and like businesses that was such a beautiful drive. It's just, there's nothing there. It's freaking horrific.
The problem is too, what's happening, and they're showing videos of it, is there's LA gangs that are going around and they're adding to the chaos, and they're starting their own fires. They're starting the fires, and then to get people to evacuate. And then when they evacuate, they're going into their homes. There's videos of these guys just going into their homes and just taking loot. It's like, it's hard to watch. I saw, the last thing I'll say, and I saw a girl on an interview. She was saying the fire was coming near their block. She's standing outside of their house. They're getting ready. They're packing up all their stuff. And she sees like 7 cars pull up and all these guys coming out. She thinks these guys are coming out to help them out. And then she sees them just go into these people's home, and they're coming out with TVs and fucking, it's just, it's hit hard. It's hard to watch. So thinking about all of them, hopefully that ends. On the Joe Rogan podcast, they showed like last year a fireman or somebody said that's going to happen, that
Trump
already gotten
he had Trump on there, and Trump was talking about the fires and how they had such a low water shortage and shit. It was all over the internet.
It was Trump.
They had he had Trump on there. It was like a viral clip this week of Trump saying, the water supply is being diverted to, Trump makes it sound so ridiculous. He's like, to save a little fish, save a little fish. They want to save a little fish, diverting all the water to save a fish. But I think they had a lot. He had Trump on there, and that clip went viral this week because of the circumstances going out. And but he may have had a fire chief too. I don't know.
Bob, I know the one you're talking about. It's another guy, and he talks about that there's just going to be a perfect storm where the winds hit it a certain way, and it's just going to spread to the city, and it's going to be uncontainable.
Bro, when I think about that and I see people like evacuating their homes and having to leave everything behind, like at the end of the day, like you really have to think about when you have a family and you have,
like, what do you take?
Like, listen, like 2 grown people, like a man and a woman, like when you have kids and you have to take your children out of your home and you have to leave and you got to leave that home behind. You got to just think in the back of your head, like at any given point, could you do that? Like, can you really just think about what you have, like materialistic wise in your house? And do you really give a shit? Because at the end of the day, if you got to go, you got to go. You got to go. Nothing else matters.
My girlfriend had to do it. She's about to get rocked. So she had to take her stuff and just figure out what you wanted to take.
Well, you saw that video, those 2 guys who are trapped in the house and there's
with
flames.
The dog.
Oh my God. That makes you realize that, like, it's not worth staying. Like, at that point, you gotta fucking go.
Nothing. Just go.
But like, Mikey, what do you take? You take, like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like,
if you got a jump bag and a safe with, like, I always keep like a jump bag and a safe with like passports and like,
well, yeah, that stuff. But like clothes, stuff, like nothing matters at
Nothing
that point.
matters,
nothing,
bro. Nothing.
TV
You know,
stuff.
fuck your
I mean,
TV, fuck your computer, fuck your jewelry. Like, bro,
Could you
listen.
imagine seeing me like take the Bourdain photo? You know what I mean?
Bob
Like,
running out with the Aaron Judge
yeah,
necklace
dude.
portrait.
Terrible. All right, let's go into our top 5. It's going to be a little bit of ridiculous of a top 5.
It's gonna be wild.
It's going to be top 5 ice cream toppings. So top 5 ice cream toppings. Look, full hand up. I thought I was going to run away with the top 5 last week. Joey D took it home. And when you look at the list, Joe did have a good list. I'll read off who he had because a lot of people want to know what list Pryor won. We did top 5 coaches to play for. And Joe had Nick Saban, Dan Hurley, Coach O, Jim Harbaugh, and Bruce Pearl, which is a really, really good list. Mikey B went old, and me and Joe got slammed.
Yeah,
a lot of
making
people
fun
were not
Mikey.
happy. A lot of people were not
Well,
happy.
Yeah,
My-
but guys, you can't listen. I love both of you. You can't scoff at names just because you don't know who they. You can't do that.
But
Well,
Mikey,
it hurt.
just
It's just so old that it's like,
so Mikey, here's my thing: it was top 5 coaches to play for. So like to me, I didn't feel that outside of yes, he won all the time.
But they're historical. But they're like they've written books. Like
But
you can
you-
read about what these
fair.
men have talked about.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. I
That's
was
fair.
going to say to
saying?
Bob's
Yeah.
point, like how many games did you watch
I
them
get.
play
I understand
and know their
that. But
personality?
yes.
But I'm going to tell you the optics of it to the listener and the viewer makes
Oh,
it
I
sound
get
like
it.
you just were like,
Yeah.
"Who the fuck is that?"
No,
Like,
that's not
what
what
it
we were
looked like.
doing.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
what we were
well,
Honey,
doing.
I
If
saw,
it was best coaches of all time, I wouldn't even say anything. But it's like it was like you're taking guys who like I don't even know if he's ever even seen him in a
correct.
live game.
That's why I laughed.
I
But when
remember
I-
Dean Smith.
When
for
that
sure.
when that first
For sure.
comment
Well, you don't
came in
remember Wooden.
about it,
No, no.
I knew the books thing is fair. He's right about that. They've written books, so you
like
could
these
tell
guys,
by
like
that.
coaches from today, like quote and use like the ideologies and like tactics and leadership methods of these
Like,
old.
I
These
was-
guys laid the foundation. And that's why I
Mikey,
was
you
kind
gotta-
of like, going over it.
anytime you do these top 5s, like I'll get a call from my dad. He's like, he'll be like, Rob, you got to understand, John Wooden was one of the greatest coaches. of all
That's why
time."
Mike Berger and me are, you know
Yeah,
what?
but Mike's also how much older than you? Like it's
I know.
Like he
I
grew up watching.
I may
them.
as well be 60, Joe. I may as well be. My body
So,
feels like I'm
so might as
60.
well this guy
And
up
D
there.
D-Man might as well be fucking 22. This guy, dude.
I'm the one who
D-Man.
doesn't have the teeth.
Yeah. Joe, are you gonna go 1 today? Or are you gonna fuck around?
I'm gonna go 3.
Wow.
I think
I'm
I
gonna
think
go.
the-
I gotta go 1 then.
I think
I
the
gotta go
reason I'm
1.
going 3 is because you're very limited in terms of like how many good toppings you can actually put. And I would like to get as many of
By the
those
time it
in the
wraps
top.
around to me, it's gonna be ugly. It's
Mikey,
gonna be real ugly.
you did come in second, right?
I did.
Okay.
did,
All right.
yeah.
So top 5 ice cream toppings. Mikey, take it away.
I'm gonna take hot fudge number 1.
That's a good one, man.
All right. I'm going to take cookie dough.
Cookie dough or like cookie dough crumbles?
He's
or
going cookie dough,
Cookie
like
dough,
the
you
little
can put-
crumble
like the little
cookie.
Yeah. Okay.
Cookie dough on top of
Cookie
there.
dough. Okay.
Guess
I
I'll
am
go.
gonna go Reese's peanut butter cups.
Well, now let's make sure.
That's
Okay. Let's
that's the actual cup that's crumbled on top of the ice cream.
Bob. We had to clarify that. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Not the pieces.
No,
Correct.
we're done with pieces. It's
Okay.
the cups
The cups
that are crumbled on top.
Pea-
But you could actually have pieces on there too, because this is. I'm saying
They're
that
2
someone
separate.
else.
Someone else could take it.
That's
yes,
what
but
I'm
that's,
saying.
I'm clarifying. That's not
I'm
what you're
doing
taking.
the
You're taking
crumbled
cup.
cups.
The
Yes.
cup. Okay.
Yes,
PB
crumbled.
cups. Got it. Crumbled.
And then I am gonna go with M&M's.
I like it.
Robert?
Now Bobby
Give-
boy.
Give me Oreos.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna take whipped cream and wrap around with sprinkles.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Good. Plan of attack here, Michael.
Or Jimmy's for us old souls out there, also known as Jimmy's.
Give me Kit Kat.
Wow. Bob's just
Kit
digging
Kat.
into the bag of tricks with the candy bars. Not a bad strategy.
I'm gonna go caramel sauce, like a caramel drizzle.
Sure.
And then
This is a fun one. Good job, Bob.
on the way back, give me gummy bears.
Wow.
Yeah, nice, D. I'm gonna go with brownie bites. Yo, fuck off. What's wrong with that?
No, because everything you're doing is like
It's
it's
just-
like a substantial, like it's like a big topping. It's like a big
Yeah.
dog topping.
Dude, I've been on a Dairy Queen kick where I'm ordering blizzards at night every night. You can't live like that.
I got the kitchen sink from Disney, the ice
Yeah.
cream kitchen
Oh,
sink
yeah.
right here. I'm gonna go with peanut butter sauce, like the peanut butter drizzle
Yeah.
sauce.
Sounds good. I could do that with my Dairy Queen order tonight.
And then last
Wow.
pick, it's got to be a good one here. I gotta think about it.
Could 2025 be the year of the D-man?
Could be.
So Mikey's has gone old school, traditional.
Yeah.
He's got some good ones.
Yeah.
The sprinkles, hot fudge, whipped cream. The thing with the whipped cream, why I didn't take whipped cream, is because the first couple bites are tremendous, but then it just dissolves into the ice cream and it melts, and it's like there's nothing really substantial there after that. If you have whipped cream with something on it now, like the hot fudge on top of the whipped cream, then that's a pièce de résistance.
Now, can I take, Bob, you took cookie dough. Can I take cookie crumble? Because I think there's a big difference. Like
yes, it's totally different. Yeah, it's different.
Okay.
Cookie dough is like a soft,
it's cookie
like
dough.
a soft, it's totally
I'm gonna go cookie crumble. Cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I think
Like like the black like cookie.
No
crumble.
problem.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no
talking
problem.
about. Okay, all right.
No
All
problem.
right. Bob last pick, Joe last pick.
I think I am gonna take the Reese's Pieces.
Okay.
The little ones.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
am gonna take those.
Yeah. The pieces. Yep.
I'm gonna go with my last pick. I'm gonna go chocolate covered pretzels.
Wow, what a pull from Joseph.
I mean, that's Mr. Irrelevant right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's hear what we got, Michael.
It's good. I tell you what, shout out to Bob. I knew this was going to be good because once it got through the first couple rounds, I said it was going to get interesting.
I thought you guys weren't gonna allow candy, and that would have been a problem.
No,
No,
you can't.
you
What are you
have
going to
to.
do? What are you
I
going
thought
to
you
You
guys
have enough
might-
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what are
thought
you
if
gonna
I
pick?
picked like M&Ms, you guys weren't gonna allow it.
No, yeah.
All right, here
you
we
gotta-
go. Top 5 ice cream toppings. I went first. My list is hot fudge, whipped cream, sprinkles, peanut butter sauce, cookie crumbles. Bob has cookie dough crumble or cookie dough pieces, Oreos,
Cookie
Kit
dough.
Kats,
Cookie dough.
cookie dough,
Cookie dough.
cookie dough,
Cookie dough.
Oreos, Kit Kat, brownie bites, Reese's Pieces.
Terrible.
Joe has peanut butter cups, M&Ms, caramel sauce, gummy bears, and chocolate covered pretzels. For the
So, yeah.
finale there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. These ones you never really know because
you
it's
don't know.
really objective, right? Like you might think that you have a good list, and then somebody doesn't like something, and all of a sudden you're nowhere to be found. But this was a fun one.
You think 2025 is the year of the Brilliant Ump Show, Mikey?
Sure as hell should
I'd
be.
like to think so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Feel good about it.
Yeah, I
Really
mean,
do.
this is
Trending.
a really, really good episode, I feel.
Digest, lock in.
Big
Could
digest.
be a
day
big
today.
digest year.
Yeah, Joe, best of luck on the Packers. I really hope the Packers win today and Sirianni's gone.
I would love to be a fly on the wall if Joe and Ticket were watching that game together. That's what I would
We,
really
we
like.
apparently Perez hit me up. He had tickets for me to go to fly into Philadelphia to the game.
Mhm.
But we're leaving for the Dominican Republic on Tuesday.
Yeah,
My
no.
mouth, and I
a
was just
lot,
like,
yeah.
I
It's a
can't.
lot.
Yeah.
So,
Joe,
but it would have
don't
been. I
throw-
would have been scared to wear the jersey in Philadelphia. Let me tell you that much.
Don't do it.
They
Don't do it.
are.
Bro,
Mikey,
they're a
They're
different breed.
ruthless.
Mikey, we talked to
Agreed.
Rizzo about it. I was telling him how what I got slammed when I went to the game 2, how I didn't wear any stuff.
In LA?
He said to me,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't blame you at all. He's like, with the way those fans are, he's like, even the Dodger,
The Dodger fans?
fans,
Yeah.
bro, they are ruthless. And
Really?
they get nasty, dude. Nasty.
I don't know. I feel like
I
I,
don't
would
think it's
not be
bad. Like,
intimidated by
Philly's
Dodgers
known-
fans. Philly
Dude,
fans, on the other hand,
Philly
I mean,
fans
they'll
are-
throw
So Rizzo's buddy told me that
They
he
yell at
was-
kids. They
He said that
fucking
somebody
yell-
threw a bottle at his head
Yeah,
after
dude,
they
they're-
lost,
dude, they're-
and
They're nuts. They're nuts.
They
They're
are.
legitimately crazy. Like they're
bites
wild.
and shit. Like
They're
All
wild.
right.
That's why I feel like the national championship. I feel like you go to a championship game, like everybody's like,
Mikey,
that's
I
not-
went to the national championship a few
I
years
know.
ago.
I
It was very civil.
Yeah,
It was
I would
very-
expect. I would expect the same.
You're gonna have a lot of fun, Michael.
You know
have
who's
a lot
meeting
of
me
fun.
out there? Mr. Erlacher.
AJ McCarron.
Erlacher.
Ask
Oh,
him about
nice.
ask him about
His son
hair
plays
guy.
safety at Notre Dame. I will.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask him about his hair guy. And you know who else you might see out there?
Ryan
Is
Clark.
another friend of the program.
Yeah,
Ryan
Another
Clark.
Yo, remember,
Spoke to him also.
You did.
Yeah.
Remember
Mhm.
how long we sat with him at UFC? We were talking to him for a while.
That
Dear
was
friend.
Joe's UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear friend. All right, that does it. Another edition of the Brilliant Dumb Show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We love you. We appreciate you. Great episode. We'll see you next week.